I'm Kylie.
And I'm Blakely. Warning, we have potty mouse, and this podcast is rated R, like the books we read. It is our second last episode of Fourth Wing, and then after this, we will be going into our crash course episodes of Iron Flame before Onyx Storm. But Onyx Storm is deep dives, guys. We're back to probably about 5 chapters. Once a week, though.
Well, are you ready to finish Fourth Wing, read Iron Flame again, and then read Onyx Storm?
No, because I'm going to be mad the whole time during Iron Flame. And then I don't know what to expect for Onyx Storm. If this is Xaden's villain era Onyx Storm, I'm fucking here for it. I'll take it. Just, I want Violet to be less annoying.
I think we'll get more, I just hit my chin. We'll get more point of views from others. Maybe Xaden this book,
I would
hope.
love if we had Xaden point of view.
Considering, we've had one in Fourth Wing. Isn't there one in Onyx Storm? Yeah, duh.
The more Xaden, the better. That's where I'm at with this.
Chapter 31. As Violet and Xaden clean up the scandalous mess in her bedroom together, they discover a cryptic note from her father in the book about folklore that Mira brought to Athabine for her. In the note, which is dated only a few months before her father's death, he reminds her that folklore is meant to teach people about the past, and it would only take one desperate generation to change the facts of history or even erase them entirely. He writes that he knows she'll make the right choice when the time comes, but his meaning is completely unclear to Violet. So what the letter said is, "My Violet, by the time you find this, you'll most likely be in the scribe quadrant." Wrong. "Remember that folklore is passed from one generation to the next to teach us about our past. If we lose it, we lose the links to our past. It only takes one desperate generation to change history, even erase it. I know you'll make the right choice when the time comes. You have always been the best of both your mother and me. Love, Dad." So the definition of a fable is a short story, typically with animals as characters, conveying a moral. And I think it's funny that we always talk about fables being, fake stories when they're really just short stories. They don't have to be fiction.
Thank you, Merriam-Webster.
Shout out to Google funding my life. Funding. It really gets me by.
I mean, that was my callback to Real Housewives of New Jersey, but whatever. Just ignore it.
I love ignoring you. It's my favorite pastime.
You do that.
Actually, ignoring Ryan's number one, you are number two.
That's fair. I'll take it.
I feel like Violet's dad wrote Fables of the Baron. This is just because he wants to convey facts and doesn't want to change history.
Right. It was the desperate generation before trying to hide it. And now he's trying to guide Violet to be the desperate generation of telling the truth.
It's those damn boomers of Navarre.
Those damn fucking boomers. They're always ruining the world. Up to us millennials yet again. Oh, she's Gen Z. Oh my God. Violet's wearing way too baggy of pants in the real world.
She's making TikToks. There's dragons TikToks. The dragons TikToks.
As long as Xaden doesn't do that stupid permed haircut, like the moppy thing for Gen Z. No.
Is it the Edgar? Is that what it is?
Is that what it's called? It's the...
I don't know.
No.
I'm not a teenage boy, so I don't have a teenage boy haircut.
Well, I have a teenage girl, and we do make fun of that haircut a lot. It's the work.
I'm Googling it because, yeah.
I would much rather, take us millennials when our boys decided to look like Q-tips and be like Eminem over this boppy, permed situation.
Or when they would run into a wall, it looked like, and then the hair was straight up.
Yeah, it's really
There's something about Mary.
Yeah, is.
It's a really cheap hair gel.
Okay. They're multi-purposing,
It's DIY hair gel. We learn about the fable, or so we learn the fable about the three brothers. Violet says, the pages flutter as I flip through stories of an ancient kingdom that spanned from ocean to ocean and a great war among three brothers who fought to control the magic in this mystical land. Some of the fables tell stories of the first writers who learned to bond with dragons and how those bonds could turn on the writer if they tried to consume too much power. Others talk of a great evil that spread across the land as man became corrupted by dark magic and turned into creatures known as venin, who created flocks of winged creatures called wyvern and scourged the land power. Another talks about the dangers of wielding power from the ground instead of the skies, as one could easily start drawing magic from the earth and eventually be driven mad. One of the purposes of the fables is to teach children about the dangers of too much power. No one wants to become a venin. They're the monsters that hide beneath our beds when we have nightmares. And we certainly never want to try to control magic without a dragon to ground us. But that's all they are, children's bedtime stories. So why did my dad leave me this cryptic note and hide it inside the book? Isn't that the question of the hour, Vi? Isn't that the question of the hour?
And in that, Xaden was like, a little cryptic. And she goes, Violet said he got a little cryptic in the years after Brennan died. I think once Brennan died, that's where her dad, whatever his name is that we don't know, like went full force into becoming like trying to figure everything out.
I know it says you need the dragon to ground yourself, but what if you didn't? Like you have Violet, like what if Taryn for some reason unbonds to her, but she still knows how to ground and she can still like pull magic and not turn into venom? What if she's the one that figures that out?
True. Or, I mean, they've said that before earlier in the story or in the book that it these fables kind of talk shit about dragons a little bit. And I believe that there's definitely evil dragons, right? We know,
Yeah.
we can guess Melgren's is evil, right?
I would even say Bade.
Yeah.
Who's gonna bond to Jack fucking Barlow unless you're a little bit evil?
Yeah. People that hang out with JB are just like a little bit evil for sure. There's no way that they're not. Like attracts like, so you have to be a little evil. Even Violet thinks that General Melgren could be evil. She said, I wouldn't be surprised if he ripped a mask off one day and revealed he was a terrifying venin, which foreshadowing is my guess.
I picture Venom green for some reason.
I think it's because venom, we think of green. I don't know.
Like, what is it in French? Like verte or something like that? I
What?
mean,
Green salsa, you mean?
well, no, like
Well,
the color in French.
oh, okay. Wasn't green salsa verde? Verde is venin, starts with a V.
Yeah, it's like verte. Well, okay, I haven't taken French in a while. But anyways, so what I'm picturing for General Melgren is Jim Carrey's The Mask.
A little bit. I can see the thought process.
My imagination is just out of control.
Well, last episode you graced us with the visual of
Ewoks fucking dragons.
Ewok sucking dragon, so thank you for that.
You're welcome. Violet presses on that note. Violet presses Xaden to admit his feelings for him. Although she knows he thinks it's a bad idea, he refuses, though he obviously does have feelings for her, which results in Violet explicitly refusing further intimacy until he's honest. Fair. Xaden agrees, but the two immediately begin taunting each other with explicit telepathic messages. What a monster. What a monster to do that to, well, each other. That is just mean.
But I also appreciate it. Like, keep it up, guys.
They're mind fucking.
All the time.
I just thought about the Rick and Morty episode, and I don't know why we haven't. Do you watch Rick and Morty?
No, I'm an adult.
It's an adult.
I'm fucking kid. No.
There's a whole episode about dragons fucking.
Really?
Yeah.
My kind of good.
I I watched Rick and Morty before I got really back into reading, and I'm so surprised I have not connected the 2 until this moment.
Have you noticed on Instagram the amount of reels recently about, like, if people
Dragons fucking.
if people are gonna fuck a dragon, they'd definitely wanna fuck Taryn.
I have not. There was a Reddit post, though, that somebody just went for it, like, "Where's the dragon fucking?" And someone's like, "That's really brave of you."
Really brave of you to write that on the internet, that you need more dragon fucking in your life, but you do.
Peop People want it. People want the dragons fucking, and, there's a whole genre for that, and this ain't it.
But how brave of you. I'm gonna start saying that every time you say something out of pocket and be like, "That was so brave of you."
I should not have said anything because I just gave you fuel for your fire.
My little iron flame is going.
Oh, that dragons fucking song is, like, perpetually stuck in my head the past week, though. Have you not heard that? The dragons fucking,
I don't think so.
dragons fucking.
Now I have.
On Reunification Day, which is also the 6-year death anniversary of her brother Brennan, Violet gives in to her refusal and asks Xaden to take her to bed. He refuses to admit his feelings for her, and Violet begins to worry that he's in love with Imogen. During the formal celebration in the evening, King Tori of Navarre visits Basgiath. Lilith Sorrengail introduces him to her daughter, which he's met her anyways, and he compliments Violet's dual bond. Violet, frustrated by his attitude, leaves the party and goes to the parapet to find Xaden.
So,
Damn that so.
reunification day. I
Fucked up day.
What a fucked up day. And then 2, the fact that Liam still went to the party, which
Sweet Liam.
he's like, "Wherever you go, I go." Like, I love you so much, Liam. But one thing that I found very interesting is he was like, he said, I'm not gonna leave you, whatever. She's like, "No, just go out the back," because King Tory was coming towards her. And he says, "When your greatest danger approaches, I think not." And then nothing said about it.
Why is he her greatest danger?
Right. And Violet didn't even comment on it. You'd think in her head, she'd be like, "What be my greatest danger?" But it's nothing.
She is Violet Slowengale for a reason.
Yes, I understand. But I also am like, huh.
Okay, Liam is the actual best, and I've been saying this whole damn book. He's the best. Like, just hold her hand and stay supportive. Doesn't need to be there. This is the anniversary of his dad dying, and just like their whole world turning upside down. And he's there, holding Violet's arm, supporting her, being where she is. He's the fucking best. Liam's the best.
Mic drop. Done. End
End of chapter.
Well, King Tory, I guess, has a mustache. And speaking of Jim Carrey, I picture like him from Sonic.
You're just total evil villain.
Yeah, so I'll post that on Instagram for those that don't know how I picture Tory.
I'm looking at his fan art, and the fan art is pretty spot on for villainish. Villainish.
Villainish. Villains always mustaches.
I have the Edgar haircut up and King Tory fan art. So now I'm just like picturing King Tory with his mustache and the Edgar curly haircut. He's just a fucking bro.
Broing out. But he's a boomer trying to
He's a boomer with the Edgar haircut.
and a mustache that he takes a little comb out to do.
Just twisting it with his mustache stuff. I was trapped for 3 weeks being just deathly ill. And I know we had another podcast that we've recorded since then, but even in the past week, I've gotten a little bit more energy. So
Yeah, you're a lot more livelier. You were basically dead. So if you listen to those episodes, you're probably like, yeah, Kylie was kind of dead.
Is this the same person? I go from like on my deathbed to talking about Ewoks and dragons fucking and evil
You
mustaches. Here
came
we
out with
are.
now?
I just came out with my dick swinging.
Jesus Christ. See, there's all these comments, hinged one from people, but really,
I'm so surprised you've been like, that was really brave of you.
oh, it's coming. That's what she said.
Chapter 32. Violet wobbles her way onto the parapet to find Xaden sitting there in the dark, which naturally pisses him off. Violet admits she's ready to risk her heart for him, and she knows he wants to be with her even if he refuses to admit it. She admits that that she feels jealous of Imogen, and Xaden reassures her that there's no one else but her. He finally admits he has wanted her since he first saw her. Xaden takes her into his room and she admits that she is in love with him. They have another session of highly intense lightning spiked sex, blowing out Xaden's window as they begin round 5. Round 5. Garrick interrupts, announcing an attack on Basgiath.
Ought to be young.
Xaden can blow out more than my window if he wants. He can just blow it all out. Blow my back out. Nobody's home, right? You're
No.
looking around like I'm just so happy that he admits that he wanted to do this, not just do her, do this, as in them. Fucking finally.
I know.
Finally.
I mean, we all love a slow burn, but I mean, we're all ready for this. Like Xaden, you obviously are obsessed with her. Just get over yourself.
The relief I felt when he finally said yes was like post orgasm for me. Like it was that good of
The
a feeling.
the relief you felt was like a release.
Yeah, for sure. It
Mhm.
was I'm sure we all felt that. We
You're
all
like,
felt a good release at that moment.
yeah, I think Xaden felt a good release too.
I think 5 times, well, 4 times they were aiming for 5.
God, to be young.
To have that kind of stamina, and they were literally fucking all night. Good for
That
them.
that's wild because like I make it count, right? I make the session count, and then I'm like, okay, I'm gonna go to bed or I'm gonna read my book. I'm not usually going for multiple rounds anymore.
I mean, yeah, it was like 4 in the morning, I think, when Garrick shows up that, yeah, they were still going.
Good for them.
They literally fuck all night, and then they're gonna go ride some dragons. How exhausting.
I know. Going from writing to writing, that's a lot.
Poor Violet's thighs, like,
No,
thank goodness she has her saddle for her dragon because there is no way that
I know.
she could keep her seat after that.
No. I mean, she kept her seat all night and then to go try to keep her seat again. Dragon, that's too much.
I hope Mira doesn't ask for an update how she's doing with keeping her seat. Oh, I kept my seat all night long.
Good for
Admitting that to your sister.
see. Oh, Kylie and I both don't really have notes about this chapter other than it good one.
The notes are it's a lot of fucking, and finally.
You had one though. So some of you guys might have seen on the theory about them being gods. You made the note in here because Violet says, "Oh gods." Oh my god, it's so weird saying this out loud. Which one are you calling out for? He asks. Because it's just you and me in this room, Vi, and I don't share. She says, "You." My fingers tangle in his hair. I'm calling out for you. I appreciate the elevation deity, but my name will do.
There's no denial that he's a god.
And
It's it's tough because the parallels to that theory are insane. But at the same time, I could see them not. Which they likely are not gods, but the theory, like,
I just
is
don't
just
for
wild.
making them gods. Maybe.
But looking at some of the comparisons that they were crazy.
They were, yes. That theory is wild. I don't know which creator started it, guys, but just
I wouldn't put it past Rebecca and her attention to detail, though. I don't think that it is. the theory, the support for it is really great, but I don't think that's what it is, but it wouldn't be surprised at all.
Yeah, I could see that.
Chapter 33. After Garrick shows up, Violet and Xaden scramble into their clothes. Xaden giving Violet his flight jackets. Oh my god. And then they rush out, assuming Navarre's wards are failing. But it's the last event of War Games. Commandant Panchek briefs them on a hypothetical multi-level Griffin attack, assigning Xaden to set up Fourth Wing's base at Athebyne, which is weird since it's beyond the wards. Dane's prepping second squad when Xaden tells Violet he needs her and that she will be a part of his headquarters squad. Dane fucking loses it. Dane tries to tell Violet to not do this and that the riders are known to die during war games, especially since she will be beyond the wards. Dane starts accusing Xaden that this was his plan all along to separate her so he can get revenge on her mom. Violet agrees to go with Xaden against fucking Dane's wishes. Dane realizes that there is more to Violet and Xaden's relationship than just bonded dragons, and he's hurt. Let's not forget, you friend zoned her first, and your kiss gave her the ick, but I digress. He then tells Violet again to not go and that Xaden will get her killed. Violet defends Xaden, saying that he's had every opportunity and hasn't hurt her, and that he needs to let this go. Dane tells Violet that he'll miss her and leaves. Xaden thanks Violet for trusting him, and they head for their dragons. What an intense moment. Okay, so Ree's a real one for covering Xaden's insignia from Dane. Because imagine Dane, like, he obviously knows something's going on and realizes it, but just to see her in that jacket, he would flip his lid.
Just the fuck you to him.
Yeah, but just to be a petty bitch, because that's who Dane is.
He does end up.
The two notes on here are like, Dick Dane, fuck you, Dane, fuck you. Just back to hating Dane. It's been a while since we've had a full hate train.
For a few chapters, so that was nice. That was
Everyone got a break from hating Dane.
Now we're back at it, guys. Don't worry. Hate Dane. I just wearing his flight jacket, it just was giving a varsity jacket high school situation, and I liked it. I was like, oh, you cute youngins.
When you initially read this chapter, were all your warning bells going off?
Yes.
They were.
Yeah.
Not like the very first time, not your rereads the first time, just because you didn't know what to expect. Same.
Yeah. No, it was like, okay, so obviously when Garrett comes in and he interrupts them and they think it's an attack, and then they go out there and then all of a sudden they find out pretty quickly that it's war games. Just the way that they were talking, it just felt, this isn't right. And I also knew we're at the end of the book, shit's about to happen.
Dane telling her, like, he'll miss her. That was where everything started. God dang it. It always looks like hand jobs. Like, I was like, the warning bells are ringing, but that just looks like hand jobs. Give me a shake weight.
I did give you a shake weight once.
You did. One of my cats peed on it, but yeah. Don't tell Janet. Don't tell Janet. You're not getting that shake weight back.
Oh, she's been missing it for like 20 years now. $34.
Violet and Xaden's team fly all day to the remote outpost of Athebyne, crossing beyond the protective wards into wilder, unwarded lands where magic disrupts communication. Violet notices how different it feels beyond the wards. My Peter tingle is going off when she's saying like that it feels different beyond the wards. Obviously, it's going to feel different, but just when she felt different, my Peter tingle went off.
And they get there, and Xaden's like, stay by turn. She goes, you don't need to worry about me. And he said, worrying about you is 99% of what I do. So basically, Xaden has 99 problems, and Violet is apparently all of them.
But a bitch is one. She's all of them.
A bitch is all of them.
20 minutes out, they stop at a lake so that the dragons can hydrate. Right? Why can't I just write drink water? Why do I have to say hydrate? Like, good for them. Love that.
Well, they're wellness girlies, so you have to say hydrated.
They're hydrating.
They have Hanley's out. It was their third water bottle of the day, and that's
Their
when
skin's feeling dry. They just needed to hydrate.
they parched.
Violet feels a wrongness in the air that has the hairs on the back of her neck standing on end. While resting, Xaden gives a leg massage, and of course, those two cannot keep it PG. Suddenly, Xaden hears something and starts apologizing to Violet. A pair of griffin riders appears about 30 feet from them. Xaden tells Violet to stay calm, but of course, she calls on Taryn. Violet gets ready to call on whitening, on lightning, when Xaden tells her not to. He tells her if she ever trusted him, it needs to be now. He's holding her back and then passes her to Liam. Xaden is walking towards the rider and tells them that they're fucking early. Ooh, when he passes her to Liam, okay, I'm pissed for Violet, but
Mm.
Violet's ready to snap into her other name Violence and just fucking murder. She just
Violence always
pass him.
snap, so it especially just it went from, "I'm gonna keep you," he promises, "You're mine, Violet. I've been yours longer than you can imagine." They're lovey-dovey to shit hit the fan. And he's passing her off like a sack of fucking potatoes to Liam.
The last chapter, like all my warning bells are going off.
Yeah.
This chapter, I like started to panic because I'm like, oh my God, is Xaden bad? My first time reading this, I'm like, Xaden's gonna fuck us all over and we're all gonna be heartbroken. Because I like Blakely, do not read the synopsis of any book. I didn't
No.
even know what Fourth Wing was about when I started reading it.
I didn't really I knew dragons.
Dragons.
That was all I knew.
So this moment, I just sheer panic. And then this is where you like really cannot put the book down. We say that the
Like,
whole
this
fucking
is
book.
when Violet would have watery bowels.
So call it back to Sarah J. Maas.
This is a moment for Rebecca to write watery bowels, and she said no.
They could have really partnered on Watery Bowels together and
Well,
just
I think it's because we're doing representation of different diseases and stuff, and apparently Feyre had Crohn's disease down,
oh,
and
yeah, IBS for sure.
for sure
But
something.
it wasn't just her. They all got watery bowels.
Well, that family just had a weak ass stomach. It was genetic.
You know what? Maybe they all had influenza A. I can vouch for that.
We did not need to know those details.
Just sharing with the world. Well, we're talking about watery bowels.
That's fine. We were talking about it. We didn't need to hear that about your experience.
Well, okay, I'm just saying it
Alleged
could be influence. Maybe Farrah really had a bad case of the flu.
for 5
For multiple times. The flu was just rampant in the ACOTAR books.
they kept passing around, getting them back and forth. It just never stopped. These watery bowels.
Influenza A, influenza B, the norovirus, like they were just all passing it back and forth. And that's why watery bowels were so prevalent throughout those books.
But no watery bowels here.
They had really good immune systems because the dragons are wellness girlies.
They are. It all comes wellness girlies. They are taking care of their gut health. They didn't do that in ACOTAR.
Chapter 35. Violet learns a lot of shocking things all at once. Xaden and the other marked cadets have been supplying weapons to Griffin riders who came to warn them that they lost a village to a horde of Venin 2 days prior. Venin. Fucking Venin. Violet feels doubly betrayed because Tiernan and Darna were aware of Xaden's secret alliance due to Taryn's bond with Sorrengail. Violet is questioning everything now, even her friendship with Angel Face Liam. She tries to convince herself that Venin are that of fables, but then she remembers her father's letter. Folklore is passed from one generation to the next to teach us about our past. Xaden explains that Basgiath's leaders have known about the Venin the entire time, but have been ignoring the threat they pose and blaming the Griffin Flyers in order to maintain control. Oh, poor Violet. There's been so many times where she just has been shit on with secrets.
Mm-hmm.
This poor girl. I can't imagine being in her position though, to like, Griffins are the enemy, and then you see this man that you just admitted that you love is fraternizing with the enemy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And then he's supplying them with weapons. Like, what a mind fuck. If I were Violet, I'd murder him right then and there. But good for her and her self control, which is why Taryn finally channeled to her. Because if this were like a month prior, she would have straight up used her lightning to murder him.
Yes. Which, that would be a
I don't
sad.
blame her. I don't blame her.
In this, she was saying, what was that fable again? One brother bonded to a griffin, one to a dragon, and when the third grew jealous, he drew directly from the source, losing his soul and waging war on the other two. Now, I just have to say, there's 3 Sorrengail siblings in this story.
Hmm.
Hmm. That's all. Hmm. Okay. If one were to go evil, who would it be?
That's tough because what we know about the end of the book,
Mm-hmm.
and then your thoughts of Mira dying
Mm-hmm.
eventually. Do
Mm-hmm.
we think because Mira is so by the books, by the rules, do you think that she would be the Sorrengail to turn bad?
Maybe. But I also could see it being Brennan.
Yeah. I don't think it's Violet by any means.
And this is just we don't
Theory.
know if anybody's going to go evil, but it is interesting that they bring this up and it's 3 siblings and there's 3 siblings in their family. So that's why.
I would say Violet would go evil for Xaden though. I know she would to save him.
And I'm fine with that. Do it.
So I
Maybe
I do think one of the Sorrengails is gonna fuck the rest of them over.
but I don't see her like doing it it's not out of jealousy. It's just it would be just to save Xaden.
Yeah. Violet would do things to save Xaden.
I don't know. Okay. Here's my thing. This is hard. So when they were talking with King Tori, her mom, that they said that she said that Violet's the most powerful they've seen besides Xaden and Brennan. So do you think Brennan could get a little jelly belly of all the power that's happening?
I think we do not know enough about Brennan yet
We got,
because
I mean, we'll obviously talk more.
yeah, we'll talk more about it in Iron Flame, but even in Iron Flame, Brennan and Violet barely get a chance to really talk about things. So we
No,
don't really know Brennan's whole backstory.
I,
Onyx Storm is going to fucking destroy me. Imagine if it'll destroy me because Rebecca will talk about it, or it'll destroy me because Rebecca doesn't talk about
yeah, it could go either. We're going to just get destroyed like your stomach did
it. It's Onyx Storms is just going to give me watery bowels.
the whole time. Mm-hmm.
Everybody who's reading it, I'm sure, feels the same way. Like you're just going to be so clenched, you'll have watery bowels.
Yeah, watery bowels. I'm also gonna have weak muscles because I'm not gonna move for a day.
Yeah, all my muscles will atrophy in 24 hours. I have to have it on my Kindle because I have the hands-free thing, so I can just literally melt and read.
Cannot wait. I'm like, I have like so much anticipation for it, as well as I'm like nervous, but I'm excited, and it's a lot. I'm going through.
Well, more on Onyx Storm later.
Yeah, sorry guys. Okay, back to the show. But that her mom knows about the venom because that blade. It's just
Yeah.
proven to her. Like she realized everything she thought she knew was.
Well, and this is coming out on top of the whole when the roll, the scroll,
Oh,
the roll
okay.
scroll
Girls-
came when she took a little peeksies at that, and then she already was starting to question everything. So she's already like not believing stuff, and then to have all this shit happen, she doesn't know what to believe.
No, and it's like she grew up, her dad just reading these fables, thinking it's just stories, and now she's like, "What in the fuckity fuck? This is real."
And she knows that it makes sense, even though she doesn't want it to, which same. It all fits really well together, girlfriend. But at least like she's seeing the bigger picture, which none of her friends are.
No, and I forget what her dad says to her. It's in the book where he says something like the truth is easy or something like that, or it's easy to get to.
Something like that.
Something like that, but that's why she's like, "Damn it."
The truth rarely needs effort.
Okay, see, that was close. Easy.
That's why I highlight everything.
Mm, thank you for that.
You're welcome for being crazy.
You're type A, I'm type B.
You really are. I think about that a lot, actually. Like,
Type A and type B?
yeah, and how we ended up together, which is probably not like together.
You wish, but
I mean, we are twin flames, which I don't appreciate you deleting my Shrek twin flames from
I'm
our
not
notes.
Shrek twin flame tattoo with you. It's not happening.
I'll let you simmer on that.
Fucking.
Violet believes that Venom are real, but Xaden has destroyed her trust. Xaden tries to explain to her he didn't tell her to protect her because her best friend sees her memories. If her best friend sees her memory, everything is lost. He tries to say, "You love me," but she is quick to correct with "loved." Xaden tells Violet he will explain with more time, but he needs to know if Violet believes him. She does and chooses to continue on to Athabine with them. What a hard decision to make.
Well,
And
I
no
know.
time to think about it.
I understand why Violet's mad, but also like how Xaden says, like, no, this is bigger
Right.
than us violence. It's not just about you and me. It's like he has how many scars on his back for those kids? Like he's responsible for a lot. It's also his dad's legacy. He watched his dad get murdered trying to save these people. It's like take your head out of your ass a little bit, violence. It's okay to be upset, but it's not about you. I think she is the one with dragon blood, but she doesn't know that yet.
But it kind of is because she might be the whole dragon blood.
No, I know. When she was saying he's always known my true nature, and honestly, the shadows should include me into his. He's a master of secrets. So does that mean Violet is a master of truth? Everyone thinking her second signet is a truth sayer. So she knew her saying like he knows how important truth is to me. Just a thought. Just a thought. We have to figure it out during Iron
Violet's
Flame.
second signet keeps me up at night. We're going to, and we're going to get it right because we don't do well with being wrong. That's why I'm not married to any theories because I don't want to be wrong.
You don't want to be wrong. In order to be great, we have to take risks, Kylie. So we're gonna have to take a risk with this deep dive of Iron Flame.
I'll commit to certain theories after the reread of Iron Flame. I will commit to some.
That we literally have to start on Wednesday. But yes.
You leave no room in my life for fun. There we go.
Sorry. Okay. I always thought I was the fun one, but random.
I hate you. Taryn says, "We made a choice to protect you without your consent. It was an error and one I won't make again." Why is everybody always trying to protect Violet? Why do people think that she just can't handle it? You have Dane like on her jock. I mean, Rhiannon's like and Xaden are the first people to really fucking believe in her. Actually, General Sorrengail, if any one of my children can make it, it's you.
It's really those, well, and all of her friends, really.
It's Mira and Dane, I guess.
Yeah. And it's not that Xaden didn't believe her, or it's not that the dragons, or not believe in her, and it's not the dragons didn't either. They were choosing to protect not only just her, but the fucking kingdom.
But Violet, she's like, if Venom exists, we'd have record, and yet there weren't any copies of the Fable of the Baron in the archives. The one location Navarre should have had a copy of every book written or transcribed in the last 400 years, which means Dad didn't just give me a rare book, but a forbidden one. 400 years of tomes and not a single one.
400 years, but our history spans over 6. Everything is a copy of earlier work. The original texts in the archives older than 400 years around the time we fell into war with Poromel, I don't know how to say that, are the original scrolls. I think that's right? Poromel? Yeah. Original scrolls from unification over 600 years ago. It only takes one desperate generation to change history. even erase it. Gods, Dad spelled it all out for me. He's always told me scribes hold all the power.
Violet is realizing some of those scribes were scribbling out history.
Mm-hmm. Control Alt deleting history, you
Oh
know?
my god, they had to handwrite everything. They didn't have computers.
Mm-hmm. I do.
They didn't because they just used their special magic powers. Well, no. Scribes have to handwrite everything. It's the dragon writers that can do it. That would suck.
I do like handwriting things.
I do too. That's why I have handwritten notes, but then I also have my other notes.
Well, it's good for me because I just do typos constantly.
They're beautiful. I love them.
They're funny, but unintentionally funny. When I'm writing, I have control, though. I don't have control while I'm typing.
When they arrive at Athebyne, it's empty. Garrick finds an envelope addressed to Xaden from Colonel Ados saying the mission is to survive if they can. Violet is realizing Dane has read her memories without her consent. They realize that this isn't a war game after all. Dane has read Violet's memories without her consent and has betrayed them. They have been sent to Athebyne to die. Fuck you, Dane. Fuck you, Dane. Suck my
Fuck you,
like
Dane.
I am so mad at Dane in this moment in this whole book. What a monster. Okay, well, several things. Like he sent his best friend to die even though he told her not to go. But if he wouldn't have said anything and been a fucking rat, none of this would have been happening. But as you struggled with this saying, snitches get stitches.
They do. They do get stitches.
Listening to you try to say that.
Snitches get stitches. And, that's, my Sicilian blood. You think I would have known that, but I just am an idiot.
It's okay. We still love you.
Some people do. Not my dad, but, some people do.
I mean, somebody's got it. It ain't me, but somebody has to out there.
Truth is funny.
We have Xaden, who turns to Violet and look in his eyes is anything but welcoming. He's like, "What did Dane say to you before he left?" Violet tries to remember. He said something like, "I'll miss you, Violet." And Xaden's body goes tense. And he said, "I was going to get you killed." So Xaden knows that Dane knows what Xaden's doing.
They don't know.
They know that we know that they know. That scene from Friends always plays in my mind when I'm just like, they know that you know.
I know.
Anytime someone says anything like that.
Every time. It's the millennial, you have to think that. If you don't, then I don't trust you.
What a stressful end to chapter 35. We all know that Rebecca likes to personally stress me out. She is targeting me.
In your watery bowels.
I hate you. This was brutal.
It is a stressful. Also, she gave us a one little nugget there at the end when she was like, I would have known if he read my memories. And Xaden goes, no violence. Trust me, you wouldn't know. Weird comment, Xaden.
It sucks that, Violet is so smart. She's our smart little scribe, but she is also such a dummy.
She's a dum-dum.
You know that Dane can read memories by touching. You know this. But you let him she didn't let him. He just got all up in her business. This is why you need to be like us and not like hugging or touching from other people because of this kind of
See, we're so smart because of this. I love prickly little porcupine because I don't want people reading my thoughts.
No, especially Dane.
Fuck Dane, vanilla ass bitch.
Do you think Dane ever read her memories of like when she was like fawning over him and he's like, ew,
Like,
no, thank
gives
you.
me-
Because that's not part of the rules.
Gives me the ick. Makes my dick shrivel up. Wow.
Okay, well, Dane, you have to have a dick to have it shrivel up, you little
Your
bitch.
dick already is shriveled, bitch.
Like your heart.
You're so stupid. And your morals.
Look, we watched The Grinch a lot the past couple weeks, so just give me a break.
I relate to the Grinch, to be honest.
Because you are him. The original Grinch, not even the Benedict Cumberbatch one. You are like the 19 what
Mhm.
60s. Yeah, that's you, the original. Colonel
Mhm.
Ados literally gave Violet Sophie's choice. She either was gonna defend this helpless town, city, village, and or she could have gone back and saved herself, but she stayed. Good on her. But also, fuck you, Colonel
Fuck you,
Ados.
Colonel Ados, just in general.
So he definitely has a bad
He's got
dragon.
for
They're part of
sure.
Do you think there's like dragon gangs, like Bloods
Yeah,
versus Crips?
I do.
Dragon?
But recently, one of the main producers actually just got in trouble for using too much baby oil at the Vale. So now he's in jail. And then
You looked so serious. I was like, what are you talking about? And so I was like captivated, but then we're talking about dragons and their drugged up baby
he
oil.
goes by D Diddy, Dragon Diddy.
It's so stupid. What a cliffhanger for this episode to leave them with Sophie's
Yeah.
Choice, which do people even know what Sophie's Choice is these
I mean,
days?
Gen Z doesn't, for sure. But their baggy jeans are weighing them down anyway. So they just.
Sophie's Choice, really hard decision, in case any Gen Zs are listening to us at all, which we know that they're not.
Nope, we're not the demographic. So that is how we are ending.
Any other thoughts, comments,
Concerns?
on chapters 31 through 35?
Not really, no. I am nervous, even though I know what's happening.
Okay, so no comments, concerns, thoughts, theories.
Nothing more than what we've said, no.
You're a monster.
I'm ready for you. I'll see you later on the Menjay.
Next up, chapters 36 through the end of the book.
And we done, guys. We done.
We done, bitches. Bye. Just kidding.
West Coast for life.
Okay, love you guys. Bye.
Bye.
Thank you so much for tuning in. I hope you're having as much fun as we are.
If you like this, please make sure and share with your other book besties. And we'll see you in Basgiath.